Hello, this is FG back with you for Anbennar. Today we are picking up with part 3 of the Farranean campaign. Last episode we basically consolidated West Castanor, West Tuscan, West Castanor. Uh, this episode we're going to hopefully be taking over the rest of Nurchestir and probably fighting Ibavar and potentially even going down south and grabbing provinces from there. We're just going to keep grabbing as many provinces as we can. At this point, I believe we've already actually kind of hit our point where we don't need to conquer anything, but I would like to be quite powerful. You know, from what I have gathered, just looking over the mission tree, we will be, what's it called? Like, personal unioning or vassalizing them, Ibavar, so that'll need to get done. Additionally, we need one in the Cursewood area with 6. Yeah, we can wait for that a little bit. Of course, we gotta continue coring. And... Alright, we should really wait to take that until we have, or we're fully ready to start going a little bit nuts. I want to get claims on at least Northmere, and then hopefully, additionally, like, at least one of these other provinces. Gosh, I really can't wait till Black Castanor gets a mission tree. This is, Urvixton is one of my comfort nations. I know we're playing Farion, but it's one of my favorite nations, because I just enjoy the, where's this? Crag Hill. Yeah, thought's decent. I just enjoy the idea of, like, a bunch of Vikings marching south and forging an empire. And with this, we need them all to be 60. Production efficiency. Do that. Do we take out another loan? Good. Oh well, has to be done. Alright, so... Claim on Northmere. Right there. And for these guys, fabricate claim on Gullet Peak. And... Sedzik. Yeah. And for them, claim here, take that off. Oh, Corvuri is actually their overlord now. We can do that. Unbalanced research kind of sucks, but not too much we can do about it. Gun Knights. We do have a fair amount of cavalry, so that's helpful. And then Culverins, obviously. Right. Get there. Guys can handle that. These guys can handle everything else in my realm. Alright. Ooh, Gold Rush. And it's probably worth developing that a little bit. Or then, Force Religious Unity, Cardesti Host, and let the advisors deal with that. Same on that. And let's do Siren Bar. Experience. What's our mana at? Alright. Still waiting for that to be done. Need pay off. I don't need to pay off another loan. Build some more buildings. We don't need mill tech. That as well. And here, I want to fabricate Livermere wood, which is good. That's pretty ugly alliance network. What are they allied with? Let's go with East Chills Bay. Is this a new state? Onwards again and again. Yeah, we'll do that. What's upgrading magical infrastructure do? Legendary, Court Mage. Alright. Okay, that's good. Now we get a lot more money from that. And what else do we want? Yep. do this one. How long is the Morning Costellos? 2 years. Alright, that's not bad. I can't remember what province that was. Oh well. Just gonna convert the cheaper ones. It's 23, 25. Right. And we need that. I think unbalanced research was technically balanced out by one of my espionage ideas. That wasn't actually that bad for us. Let's do enchantment. Yeah, let's do that. Technically, I think we could go ahead and do this, but what's it called? Let's go ahead and get in alliance with them just so they don't get attacked later. Conversion. Alright, why won't they join? They're in debt. Why won't they be? Arboron, I can get to join. Estel, I can probably get them to reconsider that whole being part of this. Break your alliance with Nurchest here. You don't need anyone but me. And Arboron. Get that. And we're gonna go for North Mirwick, Goblin's Fleet. Oh, that sucks. Alright. And we will declare for Nartmirwick. Yeah. Right. That done. Oh, I don't want the ruler to die yet. Too good. And 71 mana. Let's just go ahead and do this. Is that a war wizard? It is. Migrants, yeah, invite them in. Alright. We're gonna head north. And very quickly peace out Frozen Maw for nothing. I can bombard it, why not? Yeah. I'll come back for them later. Yep. Magisterium Government. A magical infrastructure. Excellent. We will study enchantment again. Yeah. Right. Now I will go ahead and get this trade efficiency advisor. And then we can do squatters and upstarts. The land to the east of our old borders was once the domain of old feudal kingdoms, but those days are no more. Now adventurers claim the mantle of realms whose populations are still scattered and which have not truly turned over their administration to what returnees there are. They seek to redefine what it means to be a Denner, or mold people into feeling a belonging to the new adventure kingdoms they declare upon the ashes of old. There may be chance for accommodations yet, but we must be proactive. Passivity doomed the old order in Ascon, and Corgus's retreat to Castaneth doomed his ambitions when Corrin still came to fell him. Action is sometimes required. Alright. Alright. Divination. That. Here. Those. Human Heart, Esther. Alright. Our country needs him. How much does he cost? 2 ducats. Alright. At least we have mass charms. Okay. Yeah, let's do Narat. Can't help myself. How do they feel about me? Alright. Okay, that does nothing for them, and nothing to me. Yeah, this is very small. 59, 55, 52. Advisory board. 54. Alright. Yeah, let's do spy network construction, and here we will go ahead and fabricate a claim on that. I really hate kind of this period in time with the orcs because they have yet to reform out of the green tide. So they have kind of ridiculous military buffs. So I have heard word of potentially some... what's it called? Formables for the orcs. One of which is going to be Orc Castanor, and one of which is, what's it called? The Green Tide, pretty much. Not sure if that'll totally pan out, but I know the Orc Castanor one will. I'm not sure about the Green Tide one. I think it's been proposed before, but... There's our Inquisitor. Yeah, all power cost. It's pretty good. Ah, so this still works when they're gone. Fascinating. Admin tech is terrible. Right, let me just give it a little bit longer. There we are. Yeah. Vetting fixes it pretty much. Remember on... Nope, can't get them in. Favors... Right, I'm gonna stop slackening. Alright, so what we want to do is trade favors for trust. Let's do 20 there. And then we want... Oh yes. And we want a... This. Yeah, let's actually declare for Balvoran. Part of my strategy is admittedly just the assumption that, what are they called? The hierarchy won't show up. Probably a bad idea. Don't really care. Looks like the Gnomish hierarchy is deciding to show up. Yep, these guys need a general. They chose to fight to the death, which is respectable. Alright. So let me do that. I'm sure I can get a better general. And I did. Replicate claim on Castanet. Replicate claim on Trial Mount as well. Basically everything. Replicate claim on here. Alright, when those guys eventually reform at the Orcish Kingdom, they're going to be having a good time. How longer is this? Right, let's go ahead and build a few of these. Probably could have stolen maps. Alright. Now any more months? Yeah, we have plenty of months. Alright, the clergy's pissed at me. Yeah, we can do that. I'll get him up to 52. Go ahead and do this as well. Alright, so this will prevent anyone who is in what's I thinking? We do not have the manpower to be fighting this, but here we are. Alright, nobility called diet. And we need one agenda from the nobility. Sure. Alright, that counts. Bitbucket level 3 advisor. I'll take that. Two, three. 1, 2, 3. Alright, yeah, this is fine. Army's going into recovery mode. Nope, can't do that. That's fine. Alright, relations here. Relations here. No, Lawrence is still alive. Oh, no, that's not the right Lawrence. Never mind. The rat was definitely a correct choice for a deity. Yeah. How close are they to reforming? It's 4 down. I think they should be reforming relatively soon, then. And time to develop a little bit. Right, experience, 513. Oh, I got the good one. Here. Yeah, we got pretty good use out of that horse score cost reduction. Oh, Shattered Crown is probably going to conquer some provinces off of them. Fine, as long as we can keep a Vorin March to ourselves, we'll be fine. Alright. The Silnai was the dynasty founded by the union of the next generation that came to the new rulers of the Vale after the War of the Sorcerer King with the victory of the League of Free Realms. Edward Ferran and Vihari Tedderfrim gave way to a new family that united the non-Imbivari Vale, and ever since, the remaining 2 realms jostled in a dream of a Vale united in full. The Silnai were not among the Silver families descended from heroes, but their prestige came from their continued marriages that ensured that Main Lane remained half-elven and full, just as their people came to become. Just as the interruption of the realm that came has been put to right, it's time for the interregnum to be ended in full with their return. And here is the reason why I played as the Demirian Exiles. Gods, he was beautiful, Marjorie thought as her father Martin introduced her to Rogier the Young Owl, the half-orc heir to the prestigious Silmuna family. and known to be the sort of scamp to earn a moniker befitting of the old Vincent. She'd come along to this meeting after the unexpected decision for the sons of Demeria to claim the mantle of Farranean instead of their dream to restore themselves to the throne of Anbennar. Martin said that she might be shocked by him, and she was. This young owl was half orc. Why the sons had made this choice wasn't clear, but it meant that she was in line for restoration if she accepted a Silmuna consort, and so she chose to meet her potential husband to see what to make of him. But as she looked at him, she toyed with her braid that held her long hair up and saw something rugged and refined at the same time. She saw in his eyes the same fire of ambition that burned within her, and she saw a kindred spirit, one she already seemed to be falling in love with. Let's speak, you and I, she smiled at him. Our guardians went to all this trouble after all. They spoke on the roof, and Rogier was quickly assuaged that she cared little for his half-orc nature. Marjorie wasn't sure she'd feel the same if he had been some warrior from a clan, but he was heir to Demeria, and she the heir to Farranean. In the restored kingdom, theirs was to be a union for the ages, and she promised that even if he never saw Demeria, that he'd have much to be thankful for in his new home. I think I may be falling for you, Rogier said wistfully as they began to head back to tell the others the news. Well, I think I want to soar with you. Alright, and we now have one of the more beloved characters, the young owl. We're just gonna do that. And we will go ahead and throw down a couple of... How many do we need? 9? Here... Morset, Craghill... Where's that glass province? Right there. And... I have to put one down in Identica. We'll give one to the Elkathanders. And one in Windor. That should be good. Alright. Oh, that's great. And here... man, that sucks. Now goes Nerad again. Estates old and new. When word of Farian's return came, many returnees began to flock back, as we have accommodated the new figures of the estates, who were setting themselves up here in Farian. It is clear as day the traditional pillars of society must have their place. They shall all be empowered, and by doing so we shall also be prevented from accumulating total powers in any one of them, as the traditional 4 estates also contend with the empowered states of the adventurers given their role in this resurrection. Let them all be restored, given a place again for the sake of harmony. For much can be done with honeyed words when it comes to avoiding any single actor to usurp the stage. Alright, so we need to get... Oh. Wait, Eskin? Oh, because that was a fort. Ah, I got you. Alright, I'm gonna build a fort here. And then one in Craven's Walk later. Yeah, we're gonna need to eventually dominate this a little bit harder. Let's go with... one agenda from the clergy, one agenda from the adventurers. Free chest here. Alright. Yeah, I'll get the temple. Do I... No, I don't want to do that. That's gonna probably make Gowet a little bit wary of me, that's fine. Where is influence? Yeah, we're gonna curry favors here. We're gonna need to eventually use them to hopefully go fight Ibavar. Who else hates Ibavar? Is Tame's Crown going to potentially be willing to do this? Probably not. Oh, the manpower recovery is great. When we refounded an old realm, we needed to make sure that none would balk at our claims and see us as upjumped adventurers with pretensions of grandeur fit only to be charnel. Adventurers we may have been, but this realm has been given back its people. And to that end, we owe it to the future generations of the Farranean to make sure the kingdom is strong enough for it to be seen as a true continuation, with the Green Tide as such an unfortunate interregnum. But such recognition requires strength, and we must acquire it in spades. Alright. So now we need 2 allies. It's Arnen. Arnen could be a good ally. Let's do that. And then here we will also curry favors and get off that a little bit. Oh, come on. Half-orc air. What do they look like? Alright, so we take this. And that as well. Do thorn formation. Alright. Do this instead. And these guys can work on anything that happens in the south. Alright, I do really need to actually get admin tech. Right. Let's find out what's here. Of course, we'll take that. Okay, good curry favors. I don't need to royal marry them or have them be an ally anymore. And I can stop that here, and I can spy network there. I know I just said I need to save points, but like, come on, it's easy victory. Four, three, two. Adopt him as your own. What culture is he? Farranean half-elf. Sure. Our nation is all types of weird racially. Half-orc, half-elf marriage. Which is weird. Or a real scrawny mud. And these guys can deal with anything that comes over here. Alrighty. And it is time. Build more production buildings. Excellent. Alright, I need to do another one. We need to do one for the clergy. What do the clergy want? That's not possible. Adventurers. Yep, I can definitely do that one. In fact, I'd enjoy doing that one. Crescent expansion is looking fine. Oh, I can actually set up here, never mind. Excellent. Doing great. We're still super behind in admin tech, but to be expected. Experience, mana. Alright. So I think... What is our next advancement gonna be? I'm gonna start working towards... providing more troops and better modifiers. We can do Battle Mage Academy. We are, well, we're very nice Ascani people, relative. We're still Ascanis. We do like a good fight. A good scrap. Yeah, we'll convert. What is this? Change Sincerity, Dowers, Esmiral. Presents. We're gonna do... I get... Okay, for right now, we're gonna do... Order of the Orchard. Night Firebrands. Okay, let's find some places with kind of terrible trade goods. Alright, and they're terrible trade goods here. Copper's fine. It's a good production one. Throw another production one down there. Alright, I need 10 seats in the parliament. Right there. Need to do that. Oh, there's Blood Gorge. They flipped over to We'll do Oscaron, which is fun. Shame I don't have a center of version, but it's fine. Alrighty. Oh, I forgot to be currying favors down here. And favors... Oh, I need to... Relations... Do like our elves. Oh, let me send a royal marriage down south too. Beauty celebration. Nope. Nope. It doesn't look like a woman. Ah, fuck. Still Green Tide Horde. Still Green Tide Horde. Still Green Tide Horde. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? Trusted at least 60. Here we want to... Nope. And here... we should be able to... Empire Hunt successful. Alrighty. Excellent. Experience, advancement. Let's do... Knobs will tell you, live in the... Alright. Mage is buying land. Sure, let him have it. Alright. Back to your jobs. Actually, we'll need to go fight them. Which will this help? Are we making in production 18? Not that much. Alright, good. Alright, we lost claims on that. That doesn't matter. lost. Alright. And now we can put more. I were to declare war on Broken Jaw, would anyone come and help me? No. Declare war on them. The Wed would help. There's Flagellant Frenzy. Hehe, funny. More Coronite provinces. Alright. Doing pretty good on the conversion. We're okay with goblins. Growth of printing industry. Must be true. Where are the half-orcs? Tolerance. Focus. Oh yes, they are still a rival. Yep, they've been insulted. The Elf realm of Ibyvar was founded by Ibian Alwutane as part of the negotiations in the Treaty of Anbennar in 1022, a treaty which gave them claim to the whole Forlorn Vale as their natural province, irrespective of the reality of Martin Farran's efforts there, and the breakdown with the lesser elf realm of Tedfram. Despite this, Ibyvar has trundled along, and even with its recent difficulties, it has never renounced these claims. We shall attempt an embassy with this start old and new, but attempt to mend fences anew seems unlikely to succeed, but it must be tried all the same. When the decision was made to make of Farranean's loss an interregnum and bring the kingdom back, Ibyvar almost immediately lodged a protest. Even now, they have refused to consider us a continuation of that old realm. Squatters and usurping squatters, they say, and while their diplomats have been personable enough despite the rhetoric, the fact remains that our decision to restore their rival has caused massive tension. They see it as an insult and a betrayal of what they allowed during the centuries. And with the fall, chief among these issues is them playing host to Farranean Elves. Many of those within their borders now threaten to be a threat to their security should war arise, and even without, if they return to their old homes, it would be a severe shakeup to the economy that the Elf realm had kept afloat amidst the recent crises. Something has to give, though. Ibyvar blocks the path to the Empire, and their intransience makes diplomacy with other states difficult when they harass our own embassies under the pretext of ensuring security in the realms we visit. For us to truly restore our legitimacy, it seems we have to unite the Vale and advance the old ideals of unity. Some have argued this from the beginning, but the majority of the council and chambers deferred and said no. That while we might dream of mending the fence, and that we had to try and do so naturally first, it seems that our hands are somewhat tied, and so at the end about this old dream, just as Trendefem became part of Farranean, it seems the time to begin that path for a Vivar too, if they will not consent to sharing the Vale. Who do they like? Where is the relations map mode? Corvuria. Combat width 27. Arboron, of course, will help us, but I really want the Wed. Okay, where is... I always forget where I put it. Corvuria is 136, 49, 71. And let me... Opinion of... Corvuria... Alright. I'm gonna take a single province from them in Whistle Vale. Actually, no, let's hold off. Artifact of Enthrallment. I do not want immortality. I want to know the path to the land of the smiths. Yeah. Unised. Who doesn't love Unised? Silly little peasants. Silly little peasant guys. Alright, so for Esthil... And then... Tech-wise, military-wise, we're equal with them. Although that doesn't mean a lot, because they are elves, so... You know. Alright, Esthil. Not that... I don't care. Don't care about that one either. Yep, you gotta pay for that. As for these... Fireball, dominate to surrender. Alright, we actually have to have the War Wizard for that one. I don't want to deal with rebellions because they're annoying. Alrighty. Yeah, patronize the Holy Knight. Or Knight Holy Orders, sorry. Or Curia. Yeah, alright, where'd these guys go? Oh no. They need to run this way. Down south. Here. Thank you, Gwed. Please come help me. I don't want to deal with Dibivar. Shit. Alright. How much will this make people upset? This will make people quite upset. Yes. Alright. Alright, where are we converting? Kind of random provinces. Marital Bliss. Alright, finally caught up diplomatically so I can take some ideas. They converted. Great. And then we don't really need those because we have a lot of governing capacity from handing out all of those privileges, but with our size, we shouldn't actually have too many problems keeping them under control. Yeah, do that. Yeah, I'll handle it. Now I need to find somewhere decent to develop. Trade goods. Is there anywhere? I suppose we can do this. We'll get around to, converting it eventually. Culture converting it. Or actually, I need some more cheap. List fields. Alright, we can do that one. Urge development. Yep. I'll do mercantilism. So these guys flip to regular nations, we'll be fine. Old Vernon. Where's Old Vernon? It's down here, yeah. Thus the queen turned away, disappointed again to return to the spring. Alright, so Corvuria. I can honestly take the humiliate off. That'd be really funny, but no. Turn cores. Yeah, we need quality ideas. Right. Well, if we don't do that, then I can do that. Take the cash and here. Alright, who else is in this war? Arms, call to arms. Call to arms. Alrighty. To take that province so I could make my borders look nice and beautiful. It's Wood Elves. So, you know, fine. Alright. It is now time to improve with outreach countries and then one with our subjects. Was it developing? Yes, list fields. Burnings. go. Good. We want some more trade buildings, I think. Right, who else am I fighting? Ooh. Asciende. Right. How bad is the trust situation? Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. It's actions, curry favors. And I'll get over it. I don't think I'm gonna get involved in that. Yeah, we should probably go with quality instead if we're gonna go with any of them. Is there anything I can do? No. Alright, who wants out? Anbennar, no. Gabmorian. That. Benin. I'll convert him. Alright, this will probably be the last thing I do, and then I am going to end the episode. We are at an hour and 35 minutes, and it is getting a little bit late for me, so... Yep, let them in, like trolls. You know, let's do... Moment, the Smith made word. It's a dirge and a triumph, a song that spoke of sunken palaces and a continent of lost things. Magic advancements. Tariffs is not useful. Crown could be nice. Yeah, let's go with the crown. Yeah. Alright, so for Benin, get on my war. Anbennar, Dash and war reps would be fantastic. Advancement effort. Advancement effort. Alrighty. here we can do that. Here we're gonna take cash as well as war reps. And that's in the Forlorn Vale, so I don't care. Alright. Now I just need to do prestige, which will kind of just take a while. Yeah, people aren't too upset about that, though. Be really funny to go fight Esper Board. Alright. Alright, expansion. Vivari Soldier. Oh, God. Edict there. Take that tech. Alright, we're looking pretty good. These guys probably... I'm gonna need to double check that when this episode is done. Vivar, support loyalist. That. And then we will go to here and do enable support loyalists. Marjorie. Corn, Sonayan. Alright. Skokatrin grows. It grows little by little, but it grows all the same. Worries melt away with those who saw it in a metaphor for our own folly. If it did not have reason to doubt and reassurance. Some even wonder if our charting of a new way for the whole Vale has contributed to its growth. Some druids saying that as it was once a locus for wild magic, that it has become a locus for divine magic with all the hopes and dreams that people pour into it as a vessel. One thing is for sure, though, and that is that all can see that our tree is breathtaking when its presence even at this humble stage. For it might not be ostentatious, but it brims with a shine that is born of hope. The Skogtrin grows in full, its height increasing to the size where now its bark is of a proper hard. It may not be the fey wood of the deep woods, or the legends of the old woods, or even the gluty great woods, but it is a humble cursewood oak. Such strength of heart it embodies comes from commonality. That this tree in particular grew to be so much in this floral lineage is proof of how we all take our place as part of the great throng of life, and yet will stand out all the same. In the same way as a person means nothing when looked at from a distance, but means everything to someone, so too does the Skogtrin mean so much to our people. It inspires such hope, and that our nature has grown with it. Watered by our success, it grows with our recovery, and it inspires further recovery in turn. People now travel from across our realm and our subject and sister realms to see for themselves the truth of the tree that adorns our banner, and bask in its strange serenity of its presence and absence of ostentatious magic compared to simple serenity. It isn't the progress of 1,000 leagues in a day, but that kind of league a day is for 100 years. The druids and other botanical experts working to keep the tree healthy as all court, just as all the court, the members of the chamber and those who serve in our armies all work to water the branches of our state. Renewal is such an active process, a result and not a single event. Alright. It's pretty good. These can be given that. And we lost that, but we gained this. So that's fine. Alrighty, and that is where I'm going to end it. Done pretty well today. We've expanded our realm pretty heavily, including very far past what our mission tree is going to require of us, but we're going to continue to conquer Scon for, because, you know, why not? We want to be the greatest power. And whenever these guys fall out of their, the Great Clan, or the Green Tide Clan, we will be able to fight them, because right now they're a little bit overpowered, given we can field about the same amount of troops as we do, yet being like a third of the size of most. And even like Bloodgorger can, yeah, Bloodgorger can field 40,000 men, and they're a little micro nation. Not a micronation, they hold Caspanath, but yeah, alright. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and have a good day.